Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, today is the day that I've been waiting for. I have a very exciting video for you today. Now, yes, it is making bread. However, it's going to be making bread using a foldable Coleman oven, which I've never used before and I've had it for a long time. All right, so we're gonna do that today. And the main reason I wanted to do this video and making bread in this fashion is because, first of all, I was gonna do a cheese preserving video today, but the things that are necessary for me to do that didn't make it in. I ordered it in, but never made it in on time. So I'm gonna do this bread instead. And the reason I'm doing this is because I saw a comment on a I forgot which video it was, but I saw a comment where a gentleman said something about that he only has a 2-burner stove to work with and that he can't bake. And this is a great option if you don't have an oven, you know, like a regular oven in a range. And this little oven here is only like $31 or $32. So it's very affordable for someone that doesn't have that option. But it's also easy to use, like out on a campfire or something like that. Now, when I say easy to use, I haven't used it in a campfire, but I'm assuming that if you can put it over a burner, that you can put it over a campfire or over coals. All right, or embers or things like that, all right, to get the heat built up that you need to bake. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, I have very exciting news. And before I even tell you that right now, let me say thank you very quickly to 3 people that bought me a coffee. Dr. Kit, thank you again. You're very generous and I appreciate it. So thank you very much. The other one is Leslie and Amy. So Dr. Kit, Leslie, and Amy, thank you guys very much. I truly do appreciate it. I want to know that it is appreciated and it's not for nothing. All right, so thank you guys. I'm always humbled when I get any kind of donation from any of you. So thank you. All right, but this is the big story, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I get a message. I got an email from one of our community members last week. Okay, it wasn't even early this week. It was last week. Okay, and this community member was going through the comments section of the video where I did the giveaway for the pressure cooker. And they were touched enough that they asked me to contact them, all right? And the community member is going to stay anonymous, all right? Because that's what they want, all right? But I contacted this person and I was blown away. I was told that they went over the comments and they saw that there were a lot of people that seemed like they could really use a pressure cooker, especially this time of the year where spring is starting and people may have crops coming up soon that they may have to can. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This person donated $1,500 to the AP community. And you know what I'm going to do with that? I'm going to give away pressure cookers today. All right, in celebration of our 10,000 subscribers plus, because I think we're up to like 10,400 now. So thanks to all of you that have subscribed here in the past week or so. You've joined a great community, and I hope that you can see what makes it great. I've always said that when good people do good things happen, and this is proof. All right, so like I said, this community member donated 15. I'm so excited right now. You know, I don't know if you can see the gleam in my eyes, but I'm so excited right now. This community member donated $1,500 to our community so that I can do giveaways and give away pressure cookers. Now, before I go any further, let me say a couple of things. First, this is a disclaimer, okay? I am going to announce 15 people that are going to be getting pressure cookers, okay? And the reason I already have the names is because this is not a contest, all right? The community member that donated the money went through the list of comments and they picked out the 15 people that they wanted to give. Actually, it was 14, but I added one to it, okay? They picked out 14 people that they wanted to give away the pressure cooker to, okay? And it was based on the comments that were left behind, because there was a lot of comments left behind that said, like, I can really use one of these, I can't afford it, things like that, okay? And they picked out the names already. So the names are already picked, okay? So what you have to understand is this. if I call out your name on this live chat, all right, and you're not here, I am giving this up to the end of the month until the 30th of April for you to contact me. My email address is in the description of the video, all right? It's like right after the first paragraph, you'll see my email address. It starts with OFI, all right? It's right above my P.O. box. As soon as you see this and you are one of the persons selected, please email me your information. I'm going to need your name, your address, and your phone number. The only thing I'm going to use that information for is to place an order for you so that Amazon can ship to you what you won, all right? The pressure cooker, all right? And then after that, I don't need it. I don't use it. I don't sell it. I don't do anything with your information except for send it to Amazon so that they can ship you the item. All right. So please contact me. If you don't contact me by the 30th of April, I'm not keeping the money. I'm just going to give it away to someone else during the next live chat after that time expires. Okay. Because ladies and gentlemen, I have no problem doing the legwork. And that's what this community member asked me. They said, if you don't have a problem doing the legwork and placing all the orders and tracking everything down and all that stuff, then I'll be more than happy to donate this money to you. And I was like, absolutely, I don't have a problem doing the legwork. Are you kidding me? We're going to touch 15 lives today. We're going to help 15 people who may not have been able to afford their own pressure canner to get one today. So I want to thank this community member. I'm not sure if you're on the live chat today or not. And of course, I'm not going to disclose who you are because those were your wishes. But thank you so much. This is proof, ladies and gentlemen, that when a group of people get together and act in a positive manner and encourage each other and help each other out, it is proof that good things happen. I'm telling you, it really is. I'm so excited to do this, and I'm not even getting a pressure cooker. All right, so, but I am very humble and very, very happy that we're able to do this because I think it's a great thing, right? It's a beautiful thing. All right, so thank you again. You know who you are. Thank you again. God bless you, all right? And may he continue to bless you forever, all right? So thank you, okay? In addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? I'm not going to let that community member have all the fun. I'm giving away a few things also, and I have not pre-selected anyone to give anything away to. So throughout the video, all right, throughout our live chat, whenever I comment and you see me comment in all caps, please pay attention to that, because I may just be asking you a question, or I may just be telling you, hey, pick a number from this to this, and whoever picks that number first will win. I am going to be giving away some cast iron cookware, all right? So be ready for that as well, okay? I'm looking to give away at least 6 to 10 items of my own, all right? In addition to the 15 pressure canners, all right? So today is going to be a great day. Hang in there throughout the dough making. I'm going to try to make the bread making as quick as possible, all right? So that we can get to giving stuff away. But first, let me leave you real quick for a second so I can get the oven out and show you guys how it gets put together, because it's very easy. I think you'll be pretty impressed if you've never seen one of these, all right? And ladies and gentlemen, also, towards the end of the video, I have a very important message, all right, that I would like you guys to stay and take a look at. All right, so please stay for that, and I'd appreciate it if you did that. So let's get busy, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, I'm going to show you guys how to put that oven together. Then I'm going to give you guys an ingredients list for the bread that we're going to make, because it's very easy to make. All right, and there's no one should say that they can't make bread after this video, okay, because it's very easy. Even if you don't have an oven, you can get yourselves a cheap oven. And you know what? I just thought of something. Instead of giving away 6 to 10 cast irons, I'll probably only give away 6 to 8 or so. And I'm going to give away one of those Coleman ovens as well. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a celebration. Not only is it a celebration because we reached a milestone of 10,000 subscribers, which is a great thing, but it's a celebration of how good people can be. All right. And how a community that is positive, that is good to each other, can benefit from doing just that. All right, so I'll be back in a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is what the oven looks like. All right, this is the box that it comes in. You can see that it's a pretty thin box, and you probably see the oven behind it. All right, so as you can see, it's a Coleman camp oven. All right, I've never used it, and I'm going to do it indoors because the directions just say that you put the oven over a burner. All right, it's meant to be put over like a camp stove burner. All right, but if you can do it with that, you should be able to do it on a range. Okay, and this is just to experiment with it to see how well it works. And if it works on top of a burner indoors, it should be able to work on top of a burner outdoors anytime. All right, so let me go ahead and show you what the unit looks like. And this is it right here. It comes like this, and it comes with a grate. All right, and it's really easy to disassemble, or to assemble, I guess you can say. It's got a little latch right here on this side, and it also has a little latch on the back side right there. Okay, let me show you this way so you can see it better. It's got a latch on this side right here. All you do is open this, and then you go to this side and you open this side. Okay, and then it pretty much just pops. Sorry about that. It pretty much just pops open. Right? You just take the top, you pull it towards you, and then you take the little latch, and it latches the top on. Very simple, right? And this is what it looks like. All right? You can open it up. Sorry about the technology, ladies and gentlemen, but this is the Alaska prepper style. All right, you go ahead and put your latch on. Oh, you know what? This side over here, it's got a little, there you go. All right. You take the grate, and I'm going to take the grate and put it right there, which is a few inches from the bottom, okay? And there's something in here that I didn't show you guys. All right. But if you guys can see this right here, let me go ahead and close that. If you guys can see this right here, you press in right here. There you go. It'd probably be a lot easier to do this with the grate off. Okay. And let's see. I think we got it. Gotta get this side. You know what? Okay. I'm not doing any editing, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with me. So you see these little gaps right here? And you see that little tab right there? That little tab goes inside that gap. Right? And it's much easier to do this part with the grate out of the oven. Right? Okay, so that little tab right there looks like it needs to go up just a little bit. Like that. You push in and it comes right out. You see that? That just helps to hold it pretty steady. Okay? And this is the bottom. Alright? You can see this is what allows the heat to go in. And then you can put your grate in. And to put the grate in is pretty easy. You see these little nubs right here? These fit in the holes that you see in there. You see these holes right here? They fit right in there. So I'm going to put mine probably around the first one right there. So that's where I'm going to put it. And that's where I'm going to put my bread pan, right in here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side here in a second. All right, and then as you can see, it even comes with a thermometer. All right, so it'll tell you how hot it is in there. That way you can adjust your heat if you have to. All right, and this little knob right here, it looks like it's pretty flimsy, but it does the job. All you do is, let me see, boom, okay. All right, it allows the door to stay shut. All right, and it's heat proof, so you don't have to worry about getting burnt if you hold this while the oven is hot. Okay, so all right, so I think it's a pretty neat little unit, and we're gonna see how it works. Hopefully it'll do a good job. All right, so give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and get all my ingredients ready so that we can make our dough. After we make our dough, I am going to be shouting out some names. And those of you that I shout out, get ready to send me your information because you're getting a pressure cooker. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. All right, so this is a very simple bread recipe, okay? And some of the items that I'm going to use, or the ingredients that I'm going to use, can be exchanged for other ingredients, and I'll explain as I go along, okay? So the first thing we're going to start off with is we're going to start off with 3.5 cups of flour, okay? Now, you can use all-purpose flour or bread flour. I mean, yeah, or bread flour, okay, for this. I use all-purpose flour for everything because that way I can pretty much just make whatever recipe I want with it, okay? So this here is all-purpose flour. Okay, and that's 3. And you can sift it as well. However, I don't feel that you need to sift this because we're going to knead it, all right? So that's a little over 3.5, should be fine. And I'm always gonna leave my flour out here just in case I need a little bit more, especially for my hands when I'm kneading. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna need about 1.25 to 1.5 teaspoons of salt. It's up to you how much you use, all right? So this is 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm going to just go ahead and do 3 of these, which is going to give us about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Okay, and what I'm using here is sea salt. Okay, you can use any kind of salt you want. It doesn't have to be sea salt. All right, I know some people are opposed to iodized salt, whatever, but if you have iodized salt, you can use that. All right, and then we are going to get 2 teaspoons, is it? Let me see. Okay, no. 1.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Okay. So it means I'm going to use 3 of these. The reason I'm using the 1/2 teaspoon is because I can't find my teaspoon measure. The little, I don't know what you call these things. It's not a measuring cup. But I can't find the one that's 1 teaspoon. So I'm just using this one. Must have been misplaced somewhere. Okay, now we're going to need anywhere between 1 cup to 1.5 cups of milk, okay? This recipe takes a little bit of water, so it takes 1/4 cup of water, all right? I added about 1.25 cups of milk to give me a volume of 1.5 cups of liquids. And in my experience, I've always needed a little bit more liquid. But if you do end up needing a little more liquid, then I just take a little bit of water and add it to it. But you want to make sure that your milk and your water, I already have my milk and my water in here, okay? I've already got it in here and I already warmed it up. And I warmed it up, right now it's at about 122 degrees. Let me see if you guys can see that. It's obviously going down, but you can see that it was at 122 degrees, all right? You want to make sure that your wet ingredients, all right, so your milk and your water that you have in here. And again, I said there's 1/4 cup of water in here and 1.25 cups of milk, okay? If you want to use all milk, you can, all right? This is just the recipe that I've come up with, all right? Because I've made bread with all milk before and all water, and it seems like milk makes it a little bit better, but a little bit of water also helps, okay? So you want to make sure that your wet ingredients are warm, all right? I've explained this before, but I'll explain it again in case you haven't seen one of my other videos where I make bread or dough of any kind. All right, the yeast needs to wake up, and yeast loves to live in a temperature that's between about 100, 110 to 120, 25 degrees. Okay, so my water is at about 120 degrees, let's say. However, when I put it into these dry ingredients are not at 120 degrees. So it's going to bring the temperature of the overall batch of dough, it's going to bring it down. But we want to keep it at about 100 degrees, 110 degrees. Okay, that's why you want to make sure that your milk and your water here is about 120, 125 degrees would be fine. Okay, we're also going to need a little bit of oil. Okay, we're going to need about 2 tablespoons of oil or so, right? And I'm just going to go ahead and guesstimate on what 2 tablespoons is. That's 1, that's 2. Okay, so we'll put this over here. We can add our milk. And now we also need to give our yeast a little something to feed on. And what we're going to do is give them a little bit of honey. Okay? If you don't want to use honey, you don't have to. You can use about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of sugar. All right? I'm going to put in roughly a 1/4 cup of honey, which is roughly about 2 ounces. Okay? That should be good. All right? So now we've got everything that we need to start mixing. Okay? Let me go ahead and grab a fork. If you guys have seen me do dough before, I prefer doing this with a fork. A lot of people do it with a spoon or with a stick or something. I kind of like doing it with a fork. And here we go. All we have to do is just stir this around until it mixes into a nice dough consistency. And then we can start kneading it with our hands. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are excited as I am, because I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. And the good Lord blessed us with a community member that has a big enough heart to want to give to the community. And that's a beautiful thing. All right, so hey, check this out. So this turned out really good as far as how much water and all we're gonna need. I know I'm going to need a little flour in my hands. But you see that, ladies and gentlemen? This is ready for you to start kneading it. That's how quick it was. I really hope that you guys are not intimidated by making bread, because it's so easy to do. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, it saves you so much money. Go to the store and see what a loaf of bread costs. Even a cheap loaf of bread. This here loaf of bread, I'm telling you, is gonna, this is gonna make, I do believe this will make 2 loaves. All right, this is gonna make a couple of loaves of bread, but let's say it just makes 1. Let's say it makes the equivalence of a large loaf of bread that you get at the store. Okay, this is gonna cost you right now, with everything that I've got in here, less than $1 to make. Okay, so, and just a little bit of your time. And I know that some people don't like to cook or like to bake. Me personally, this is therapeutic for me. I like to do this. And you should try it. If you've never done it, you should definitely try it, because I think that you will, let's say, I think you'll find your zen. All right, it's just you and the dough. So Little Miss Alaska Prepper made her first banana bread a couple of days ago, and it came out very tasty. I, of course, was there being her sous chef. All right. And I gave her my recipe book, and she took a look at it, and she made it, and it came out good. So look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Little Miss Alaska Prepper is 12 years old, and she could make banana bread, which is more complicated to make than this. All right. This is really easy compared to banana bread. All right. So if she can do it, you guys can do it. There's no reason why you can't make your own bread and save yourself a few dollars. All right, you take all the other things that you can save money doing, you know, like the other day or a few videos back, a couple weeks ago, showed you guys how to make cream cheese, you know, for about 40% of what it would cost you to buy cream cheese. All right, and the same process showed you how to make yogurt for an even better deal than what it would cost you at the stores. All right, you start putting all of these things together, as far as you saving a few dollars here and you saving a few dollars there, your grocery money is going to go a lot farther than what it used to go. All right, if you start doing those things. So I hope that some of you are trying some of these things at home. And not only that, but sharing the knowledge with other people that you love so that they can save some money and then hopefully use their savings to do a little bit of prepping, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this bread right here, or this dough right here, is not like the bagel recipe that I did the other day. You have to do a little bit of kneading here, and you're going to have to let this rise considerably. All right, so you are going to have to invest a little bit of time in this, but trust me, the investment is well worth it. Now, what are some different things that you can do to make this bread your own, or make this recipe your own? Okay, so instead of adding 3.5 cups of flour, you can add 3 cups of flour and a half a cup or so of oats. All right, or you can add 3.5 cups of flour and then add an extra tablespoon or 2 of what do you call flaxseed? Flax seeds, or crush, powdered flax seeds, which give this a lot more nutrition. Okay, so these are some of the things you can do. You can even take this basic dough recipe, add some sugar to it. I would say probably about 3/4 of a cup, and then do the same thing that we're doing now. And you can roll it out into a sheet and then put some raisins and a little bit of brown sugar on it, and then roll it into a roll, and then bake it in a bread pan just like that in a roll. And you can make yourself a cinnamon bread. Not like a cinnamon bun, but a bread that has cinnamon and raisins in it with a little bit of sugar. You can do that as well. Okay? So there's a lot of things that you can do with this recipe. This is kind of like a base recipe. All right? Now, if there's any bakers out there that are seeing me do this, they could probably point out 100 different things that they would not do. And the reason for that would probably be is because a baker who bakes for a living, they do this in mass, and for them it's kind of like a science, right? But what we're doing this for, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing this so that we can get away from having to spend money on store-bought things, and to have a little bit of control over the things that we put in our bodies, right? So this is a good reason, all right? And we're doing it at a very micro level. Oh, what's this? There you go. All right, we're doing it at a micro level, all right? We're just making enough to make a couple of doughs. We're not making enough bread here to feed a city or anything like that, all right? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to knead this dough for about another 5 minutes or so. And then I'm going to put it so that it can proof. And I'll come back here in a second or two to show you how I'm proofing this, since the temperature inside my house right now is probably in the mid 60s. All right. And in order to proof a dough, you're going to need to have at least 70 degrees or higher. Okay. I believe that the professional dough proofers maintain a temperature of about 100 degrees. All right, the closer to 100 that it is, the faster that it's going to proof. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the method that I've been using to proof in my house, which is using a slow cooker or a crock pot. All right, so I'll be back here in a few seconds to show you what that looks like. All right, ladies and gentlemen, almost done kneading this. I've been kneading this for probably about 10 minutes, okay? And I wanted to, I don't think I've ever covered this before, okay? But I just want you to know that there's really no wrong way to knead dough. What you're doing when you're kneading your dough is you're helping to break down the cell walls of the gluten. All right, and allowing the bread to kind of like, man, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, so I don't think I have the vocabulary. But pretty much when you need it, if you don't need the bread, what's going to happen is after you bake it, right, or if you don't need it enough, after you bake it and you, let's say, cut it, it can crumble, all right? The gluten allows it to gain that elasticity, all right, that you see in bread. Like, you know how when you take a loaf of bread and you cut it and the bread is a little bit stretchy, that's what the gluten allows the bread to do, okay? So you just find whichever method of kneading is more comfortable for you, and that's what you go with, okay? And then once you think that you've got it enough, good enough, like I said, I've probably been at this for about 10 minutes, and that should be good enough for the first kneading, all right? So what you're going to do is you're going to stretch and tuck. So stretch and tuck. And when I mean tuck, I just mean like this, right? Stretch. Okay, and you go like this. And then remember, you take your pinkies and you squeeze in as you turn. Mix it into a nice little ball. Okay, and then you're good. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push into it. It should come up almost all the way. Not all the way, but almost all the way. And that's good. Okay, so this bad boy here is good to go. Now what we're doing now is, I already went ahead and I put probably about a half a tablespoon of oil in there. So you're going to go ahead and put it in there. I'm going to take it, turn it around. All right, it's good to go. Now, we're going to go ahead and take and put a lid on this. It doesn't have to be a lid. I just happen to have a lid for this, okay? But you want to cover it with something, either with a towel or with some saran wrap or something like that, okay? You put your lid on it. And what I'm doing is I'm going to put it right here. See my crock pot? I put about a cup of water or a cup and a half of water inside of my crock pot. Oh, I think it's out of focus. There you go. I put about a cup and a half of water or something like that inside of my crock pot, and I'm going to put it on keep warm, all right? If you live in an area where the ambient temperature inside your house, for whatever reason, all right, is not that warm, and it's hard for you to proof bread or to proof dough, this is a great alternative. It works really good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on keep warm, and then I'm going to come back when this has at least doubled in size, all right? So it'll take anywhere between half an hour to an hour for this to double in size. Okay, so we'll see you then. All right, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? It is that time. Let's do some pressure cooker or pressure canners. Why am I always calling it pressure cookers? Well, you can technically cook in them. Let's go ahead and announce the beneficiaries, I'll call it, of the T-Fall pressure canner. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys again real quick. If I call out your name, you will have until the 30th of April. Okay, on the 1st of May, I will check my email for the last time for the names of the people that I'm about to call out right now. Okay, because I'm not going to drag this on for 6 months, right? I think it's only fair that if you win something, that you go ahead and give me a shout out, all right, by emailing me and giving me your information so that I can send it to you, all right? Because I'm very excited to actually send it to you guys. So hopefully I'm going to be spending the rest of the day today placing orders on Amazon, because everyone will contact me ASAP, all right? So ladies and gentlemen, remember that throughout the video, I am going to be randomly giving away some, what do you call it? Cast iron cookware, in addition to a Coleman stove. A Coleman stove oven, all right? And I'm going to be giving away several of the cast iron cookware, okay? So be on the lookout for whenever I talk to you guys in the chat, all in caps, because that means that somebody's going to win something. All right, so let's start it out, okay? Here's our first one. Our first beneficiary is going to be, oh, one more thing. One more thing. If you reside outside of the United States, all right, or anywhere where Amazon cannot ship to you, all right? I will not be able to ship you something like, for example, if I were to ship one of those Tefal pressure canners to Canada, it would probably cost me just as much to ship it to you than what the Tefal canner costs, okay? So what I would be able to do is, and I have done it in the past and it's worked, I had to do it with the pizza oven, was to email you guys a gift card for Amazon, and then you can order your own, okay? But that's only if you live outside the continental United States and anywhere that Amazon may not ship. Okay, so here we go. The first one is going to be Claire Burks, and I'm going to go ahead and spell these out. So Claire Burks, C-L-A-I-R-E-B-U-R-K-U-S, or Burkus. All right, congratulations, Claire. Second one is going to be Robert Bird. However, I do believe it's Nanette Bird, all right, his wife, that went ahead and commented on that for the pressure cooker. So congratulations, Nanette. Remember, guys, go ahead and send me the email with your information, all right? So second one, Robert Bird, all right? I don't have to spell that one because it's pretty common, all right? The third one, Old Man. Old Man, you're getting yourself a pressure cooker, so you better get on that email and shoot it over to me. I know you have my email. Fourth is going to be FDL Seeker. All right, so FDL Seeker. You're number 4. Number 5, Patty Arriaga. All right, Patty, you just won yourself a pressure cooker. Pressure canner. Patty Arriaga. Number 5 is going to be Lady T Survival. All right, Lady T. Next one is Jacqueline Alvarez. Jacqueline Alvarez, all right? The next one is going to be Rebecca Vinson, all right? So Rebecca Vinson. And then we've got Dragonfly Neb, all right? Congratulations, Dragonfly. Next one is Angel Eyes, all right? Angel Eyes. Melody Tenish, and I'm going to go ahead and spell that last name. It's Melody, T-E-N-I-S-C-H. And now we've got Elfina01, E-L-F-I-N-A 01, Elfina. All right. MSM Mom 1994. Congratulations, MSM Mom. I'm happy for you. All right. And this is the 14th one. And this is going to be Randall Minor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Randall was the runner-up that was supposed to win the pressure cooker the last time. And he did not contact me, but he replied to my message to him. It's just that I do not get notifications when one of you guys reply to me. When you comment, when you put a new comment, I'll get a notification and I can see your comment, but I cannot see your reply unless I actually go look for it. So he never emailed me, and that's why I gave that pressure cooker away to someone else, pressure canner. However, I replied to him again to let him know that he was going to be on the list for the next giveaway. So he's going to get one of these if he replies and sends me an email. So Randall, if you're listening to this, like you told me on that reply that you made to me, you said that you've never won anything. Well, you've got a chance. All you have to do is email me your information and you will be getting that pressure canner. All right, so congratulations, everyone. I know that's only 14, but I've got one that I'm saving for later. Okay, so I'm going to go through that list real quick one more time, and I'm going to go through it fast. Claire Burkus, Robert Bird, Old Man, FDL Seeker, Patty Arriaga, Lady T Survival, Jacqueline Alvarez, Rebecca Vinson, Dragonfly Neb, Angel Eyes, Melody Tanish, Elfina01, MSM Mom 1994, and Randall Minor. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. I am extremely happy for you guys. I really, really hope that you guys contact me as soon as possible, because I really want to get those out to you. All right, I really want you guys to have them. And thank you to our community member that will remain anonymous. All right, thank you so much. What you've done here is a great thing, and I just can't say thank you enough. So thank you, and I'm sure that on behalf of our entire community, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, my dough is still proofing. All right, so I'm going to be back here in a few minutes so that we can continue the process of cooking our bread in the Coleman foldable oven. All right, and throughout the rest of the video, I'm still going to be giving stuff away. Okay, so be on the lookout. All All right, thank you, and congratulations again, ladies and gentlemen. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, my dough is at least doubled, if not more, the size that it was before I started proofing it. Okay, so all we're going to do now is we're going to punch it. We're going to drop it on the counter. And then we're going to knead it a little more and then shape it. Okay, so first thing, we're going to grab a little bit of flour. Okay. Just going to go ahead and drop it right in here. There you go. We're done with this bowl. Put this in the sink. Alright. And that's nice. That little kitchen hack using the crock pot or slow cooker, whatever you want to call it, works great. And the dough feels really good too. So what we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is probably knead it a good 25, 30 times, maybe 50. You can knead it a little longer if you want, but I can feel the stretchy. But look, it still needs a little more kneading. You see how it's ripping? But hopefully that'll be taken care of once we let it rise again after we shape it. And right now I can feel the air bubbles in there just popping. So, well, I hope you're all having a pretty good time. I'm guessing that by this time in the video, I've probably given away a couple, at least, cast iron pots or pans. And that you guys are rejoicing, at least those of you that received one or that are going to receive one. All right. So just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, that took about, I want to say about an hour for this dough to double in size the way that it did, using the slow cooker method. Okay, so that's not too bad. It's a lot better than waiting hours. I remember that before I discovered this method, and I saw it somewhere. I forgot exactly where. Yeah, I don't remember where. I saw it in a video somewhere. This crock pot or slow cooker method. Before then, I used to take my dough and put it in front of my heater. And hopefully it would stay warm, but it didn't work that well because the heater doesn't turn on all the time. And it used to take at least a couple hours, if not more. Doing it like this is a lot quicker. Now I'm still going to use my slow cooker to allow the dough to rise once we shape it. But you do want to knead it for a couple of minutes, at least. Really, the more kneading that you do, in the end, the better the product. And really, the more times that you let, or the longer that you allow your dough to, say I need a little bit of flour. The longer that you allow your dough to proof is going to enhance the flavor of the bread. All right, so the more patience you have, the better product you're going to end up getting. Okay, I've realized that for us, 2 good kneadings, like the first one that I did before I put it to proof for the first time, and then this one before I shape it, is good enough. The bread comes out good. It doesn't taste like sawdust, It has a little bit of flavor to it. And it's very versatile, meaning that we use it to make sandwiches. We use it to make toast and maybe have some butter on it with jam, to have with our coffee. And we even use it to make like French toast. So it's a pretty versatile recipe. Okay, so I think that's going to be pretty good right now, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and so if you wanted to right now, you could actually set this to proof one more time. Okay, I'm not going to do that, but you could. So just a quick, we're going to go ahead and cut this in two and see if we can make 2 loaves out of it. You know, this looks like it will be pretty good for 1 loaf. Be a nice big loaf, but we're not going to. We're going to go ahead and see if we can make 2 loaves out of it. So if you don't have a dough cutter, an easy way to cut your dough would be to just go like this, you know, and find the middle somewhere. Find your middle and then just squeeze, okay? Just keep squeezing. There you go. Okay? And we've got 2 of them here. And I don't really measure this, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I don't try to make them the exact same amount. If one of them is a little bigger than the other, that's fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flatten this a little bit and shape it. Okay. That right there looks about right. Okay. I want to try it to make it a little bit even. All right, so we don't have one side, you know, puffing up and then one side flat in the bottom. So I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to put it in here. As you can see, I put a little parchment paper in there. I also sprayed the sides with some oil. You can use butter if you want to spray the sides. It doesn't have to be oil. I'm actually using up the last bit of oil that we have in a spray can, and then we got some spray cans that we can actually pump ourselves and use like olive oil. So those I see, once I fill those up and start using those, I'll show you guys what they look like, and you may be interested in getting those as well. All right, so right now all I did right here is just shape it, and this is ready to proof. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side. I did one with parchment paper and one without, because I've never done bread with parchment paper before. Just want to see if it's easy or easier to take the bread out with parchment paper. Although if you butter it pretty well or oil it pretty well, it should be okay. Okay, so let's do one like this. Alrighty, I think we can call that good, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, this is probably going to take about another good hour or so for it to at least get up to the, I like for it to get up to about at least 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch above the rim. But I might have probably made a 5 cup instead of a 3.5 cup in order to have 2 big loaves of bread. But we'll see how it turns out. Either way, it's going to end up being bread. Whether it's this high or this high, it'll end up being bread. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my slow cooker. Let me bring it over here so I can show you guys what I'm going to do. And this is mainly for those of you that need help or you need assistance with temperature control when you're proofing your dough. Right. So since I've got those right there, I'm just going to put this little grate here. There you go. Got a hole. Oh, I'm sorry. Put it upside down. That's how I did it last time. Okay. There we go. And I'll show you guys here what it looks like once I put these up there. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this one up here, right next to it. Okay. And let me show you all what that looks like. So I just put them right on top of a little grate there, or grill, whatever you want to call that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover it with a towel, okay, so that he can stay in there. And then what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'll come back once these things are ready to go in the oven, and we'll take it from there. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been about 24 minutes, and I'm going to check this now because I think it's good. So I came over here, right, to check, and the temperature had gone down to like 325, which is still good. 325 is okay. So that just tells me that I want to set my flame, instead of on number 2, probably about a number 3 after it reaches temperature, so it can keep temperature. So not too bad. So let's take a look and see. Oh, look at that. Oh goodness, be careful because I'm sure there's going to be really hot. Wow, this looks really, really nice. Let me put this here. While I have that oven open, I'm going to put my other one in. You see the other one rose a little more. It looks really nice. So I'm going to put this one in. Being careful not to get burnt. Okay. And right here it's at about 325 right now. I'm going to put it on high. I'm going to put it on high until it hits about 350, 360, and then I'm going to put it back on number 3. That's where I'm going to leave it at. Okay, see how that works out. Let me start my timer. Okay, now check this out, ladies and gentlemen. That is nice. Oh, look at that, and it's going to come out real quick too. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. I'll come back when the other one is done so I can show both of them to you. All right, and then we'll sign off, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let this one rest until the other one is done, and we'll cut into it, see what the inside looks like. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our second loaf. I haven't opened it yet, so let's see. Look at that. Looks just as nice as the first one. I'll tell you what, whoever wins or has won by now, all right, this little oven, I think you're going to be really happy with it. This thing worked exactly like it's supposed to work. All right, I just put it over one burner. It kept the temperature, no problem. So I'm pretty impressed with it. All right, so here's our second one. So it seems like, I want to say, I'm not going to flip it over yet because it's really hot. It seems like around 325 does a better job. You see how this one is a little darker than this one right here? All right, so I think around 325 for about 25 minutes should do it pretty good. At least in this oven, that is, okay? So let's go ahead and cut that bread open and see what it looks like inside. Let's see, well, we can cut it in the middle. Oh, it smells really good. It came out really good. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? This is really good bread for like sandwich, and it's still steaming. So I was going to cut a slice off of it, but I'm not going to because it's still steaming. I'm going to let it finish doing its process. All right? But look at that. I mean, I think that's pretty. You know? I did a little bit of AP math, ladies and gentlemen. And paying full price for the flour, I figured $2.50 for a 5-pound bag of flour. I spent 53 cents on flour. Honey, I estimated about 20 cents because we only used about 2 ounces of honey. Salt, 1 penny. Yeast, I estimated about 5 pennies, probably less than that. Milk, 20 cents, okay, because we used 1 cup. And a gallon of milk around here is probably about $3 or so. So about 20 cents, okay? So it all comes out to these 2 loaves of bread, all right? The other one is on the cooling rack. 2 loaves of bread, 99 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, make this bread, save some money, know what's going into your family's bellies. All right, and know that it's exactly what you want them to eat. Instead of buying the processed stuff that you buy at the store. Now, having said that, I'm still trying to use up my flour that's not organic, okay? So buying organic flour, it might cost you a few more cents, but not that much more. I looked at the organic flour and comparing it to the regular flour, you're paying about 1.4 times more, right? So you're paying a little bit more for the organic flour, but it's still nothing close to what you're paying for processed breads at the store. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that with the processed bread and all that kind of stuff. But this is what you can do for less than $1. 2 of these guys right here, okay? And like I said, whoever wins this oven or whoever has already won it, all right, because I've probably already given it away, you guys are really going to enjoy this, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have something to talk to you guys about. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you had a good time today. I had a great time, okay? I'm going to go ahead and do a quick recap. Those of you that are expecting your prizes, those of you that have won the things that we're giving away, the pressure canners that we're giving away in the beginning, please remember to contact me. And those of you that won prizes throughout the live chat, same thing. Please contact me as soon as possible, ladies and gentlemen. I really want to get all of these items ordered and shipped out as soon as possible so that you guys can get them and enjoy them. Okay? Now, remember I told you guys that I had 15 pressure canners that I was going to give away, but I only gave you guys 14 names. Well, that's because the 15th is going to go to one of my moderators, and that's going to be Hudal. Congratulations, buddy. All right. I kept one aside for you because I know you can use one. You just never asked for one. And I know that you can use one. All right. So thank you for everything you do in supporting the community. All right. You are a great member of our community. You've been here since the beginning, and I appreciate you so much. All right. And Hudal, the truth of the matter is this. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if Hudal is a man or a woman, and I don't want to know, all right? Because Hudal is my buddy no matter what. I don't know what nationality Hudal is. I don't know any of that stuff. All I know is that Hudal has a good heart and a good soul, all right? And I love you, buddy, and I want you to enjoy that pressure cooker. You don't have to send me your information because I should still have it in an email, but if I don't, I'll contact you, all right? Secondly, one of the cast iron enamel pots, all right, the 6-quart one, that one is going to go. I have one left to give, and I am sending one to you, JT, all right, for all of the help that you're always willing to provide and being one of our moderators. So thank you very much, JT. I truly appreciate everything that you do for our community, and you're always here during our live chats, participating and encouraging people to ask questions and even giving answers. So thank you so much. I truly do appreciate all of your help. All right. So to you and Hudal, thank you very much. To the rest of you guys, thank you so much for being here today. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Even though I'm doing this video on Saturday evening, I can tell you right now that I enjoyed this because I know I'm going to. All right. Now, for something that's pretty serious, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to try to stay on camera for this. Halfway through last week, about the middle of the week, I received a phone call from my niece in Texas. And I don't know, I'm sure you can relate to what I'm going to tell you right now. You know, when you have someone that's maybe not your family member by blood, but he's still your brother or your sister. Well, obviously this is not my niece. My niece is obviously my blood family member. But there's a person, his name is Alex, and I grew up with him. And he's about roughly 10 years or so younger than I am. So I've known him since he was a little baby, all right? And I received a phone call this last week that he passed away. So just a second, I'll be right back. So sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't think I can do this on camera. So what I'm asking is this. My good friend, my brother, he passed away of a heart condition, and it was very quick. He went to the hospital, from what I understand, okay, because obviously I wasn't there. He went to the hospital, and he was diagnosed with a heart condition. They sent him home. And then from what I understand, he was having problems breathing. And they took him back to the hospital where he passed away. And he left behind a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful children. Now, if you can find it in your heart, even if you can donate $1, I'm going to leave a link to a GoFundMe site that his family has posted to help pay for the funeral expenses. All right. And I know that a lot of people cannot afford it. And if you cannot, I don't want you to contribute. But if you can, please find it in your heart to go over there. And even if you can only donate $1, because what I think is that I don't know if you've ever heard the term that many hands make little work. But the power of numbers is an incredible thing. And if everyone that's listening to this right now went to that GoFundMe site and even gave $1 or $2 or whatever you can afford, if you cannot afford to give anything, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want you to, okay? And this is not a guilt trip in any way whatsoever, okay? But if you can afford to give $1 or $2 or a few bucks, please visit that site. Because take it from me, Alex was a very good man. All right, they don't make them like him very often. He was a good man, a good father, and a good husband. And you know, what can you do? What can you do when things like this happen? All you can do is live your life. All you can do is cherish the time that you had with the people that you loved and live your life. And life doesn't stop. And it doesn't stop for his family. And they can use a little bit of help right now. So if you can find it in your heart to go over there, please don't buy me a coffee. Don't send me a super chat. None of that stuff. All right? If you can find it in your heart to maybe contribute a couple of dollars, then thank you. Okay? And if you cannot, because you cannot do it, thank you also. Send some prayers his way. Okay, Alex's family lives in Texas. And if you cannot help, then just say a few prayers, because I'm sure that will help as well. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I really wanted to end this on a better note, but life is life and these things happen and we have to take them head on. All right, we can't just give up. So I want to thank every single one of you for being here today. I want to thank you for all of your support. And I truly hope that you had a good time today. And like I told my niece when I talked to her, I said that when people that we love pass away, we cry because we feel sorry for ourselves, because we are the ones left with the pain. But don't think for a moment that your loved one is not resting and at ease and in peace. All right? So ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for everything. I truly do appreciate this community more than I think you could ever know. All right. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place. And you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to every one of you and your families. Thank you so much to our anonymous community member who donated all of those pressure canners. Thank you so much. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.